Chicken and prawn noodle stir fry. It's one of my go-to meals that I like making during the week when I want something quick and easy to eat. Stir fries are great because they need little prep time and cook time in the wok, and it's a great way to use up vegetables in your fridge when it comes to the end of the week. Here's how I make mine. I start by preparing the veggies. I chop some broccolini into 3 sections. I find with broccolini it needs to be cut up if you're going to use it in a stir fry. You can obviously use regular broccoli instead if you prefer. Next comes the capsicum, or bell peppers some people call them, and I chop that up into square pieces. Then of course I like to have some onion in it. I cut up the onion into semicircles and break them apart into the individual pieces. I set that to the side with the other vegetables. Also have some garlic and ginger that I chop up as finely as possible, as well as some chives. Now that all the vegetables are chopped, I chop up 2 pieces of chicken fillets into strips and season them generously with salt and pepper and stir it through. I actually ran out of pepper when I was seasoning the chicken and barely got a shake out of the bottle, but you can certainly add more or as little as you like. I also chopped up some fish cakes. Let's pause for a moment. These are something that you can find in an Asian grocery store in the frozen section. If you can't find it, you can leave it out or substitute with something else. This is totally optional. Last bit of prep before we start frying is to make the sauce that we are going to add at the end. I normally like to measure this from the heart when it comes to making this recipe, but for those of you that need measurements, let's just say you need 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce, 4 tablespoons of light soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of chicken stock powder, and then a corn flour slurry. Pause again. Corn flour slurry is made up of 1 teaspoon corn flour and 1 to 2 tablespoons of cold water that I mix in a separate little bowl and then throw into the rest of the sauce mixture. I then give it all a good stir with my whisk and set it aside. And now we are ready to rock our wok. Just before I start stir frying, I put my noodles in to boil in a pot of hot water over the stove. I'm using pad thai noodles. The instructions on the packet said to boil for 6 minutes. Now I fire up the wok and get the wok as hot as possible. Pause. You know when you go to an Asian restaurant and see Asian chefs cook in the wok really fast? They are amazing. Seriously, they are magicians. Well, guess what? That's not me. I'm nowhere near that fast. It's something I can aspire to in my next incarnation, but for now, I'll just do my best. I add a couple of tablespoons of oil into the wok and immediately it starts to smoke, which is a good sign that it is ready. I start cooking the chicken. I only add in half of the chicken. When you're stir frying at home, it's a good idea to cook your protein in small batches. That way it doesn't lower the temperature of the wok too much. Also, the chicken, in this case, will sear and lock in the juices of the chicken rather than the juices escaping and stewing. I stir the chicken around continuously until it's cooked and has a nice golden brown color, and then remove it onto a clean plate. Next comes the prawns. I'm using frozen prawns that I've defrosted. They are peeled and deveined. I've also removed the tail as I don't like picking out prawn tails when eating. I know prawn tails might look pretty, but they are not practical. Yes, I know. It's a champagne problem. Take those out once they are cooked and start cooking the vegetables. I start with the onions. I cook those for about a minute or so and then add the capsicum and continue cooking. After another minute, I add the garlic and ginger. I don't add that at the start because cooking it from the beginning might burn the garlic and ginger, which will give it a bitter taste. Next comes the fish cake, which admittedly I should have cooked first, but I forgot, so I'm adding them in now. Now we've got the broccoli and bean shoots. I continue stirring that around and add the chicken and prawns that were cooked earlier. Now we are almost there, folks. I promise. Just hang in there. In the wok, I push everything over to one side and add 2 eggs that I've lightly beaten. I stir the egg mixture until it becomes scrambled eggs, and then I toss that through. Okay, it's time to add the noodles and give that another toss through. Now we've just got the finishing touches. The addition of the sauce mixture. Give that a good stir until the noodles are brown, and then the chives. And at the very end, I give it a nice little drizzle of sesame oil. With sesame oil, only use it as a finishing off oil. Don't use it to stir fry with, as it burns very easily and will give your stir fry a funny flavour. And now we can eat. I grab a plate and put a generous portion on it, and there you have my chicken and prawn stir fry. Great for a midweek meal. It's only a few ingredients that need some chopping, and then you fry it all together in a wok, and there you have it. Of course, you can make this your own and add whatever vegetables you like. You can also add whatever meat you like, or even no meats if you want to make this vegetarian and make it with tofu. It's all up to you, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and consider giving me a follow if you haven't already done so. And feel free to leave a comment to let me know what you think of this recipe. Or, if you have already tried it, let me know how it went. Also, please check out my other cooking videos for further recipe ideas. Until my next video, take care everyone.